Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Work. The Work is a way to identify and question the thoughts you're thinking that cause all the suffering in your world. My guest today is Tanya, and she did the work on her husband who killed himself, and she sees him as a coward, selfish, and narcissistic, and they have children together. And oh my goodness, does Tanya's work run deep? Her mind is so open, and I invite you to the same as all together. Let's sit in the work with Tanya. Hello, dears. Hello, dears. Those of you new to the work today, welcome. And what we do in this community is we identify the cause of our suffering and how to end it. Actually, what we do is we notice what we're thinking and believing in any given situation. We anchor there, and we move from our head to paper what we were thinking and believing in that situation where my feelings were hurt, or I was depressed, or I was frightened, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that may sound complicated. I just love when we, I just love when we, Tanya, you have a Judge a Neighbor worksheet?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Tanya.
Hi.
Okay. So Tanya, number one, and those of you new to the work, a Judge a Neighbor worksheet, it's a sheet with 6 questions on it. And Tanya, I'm assuming you've anchored in one place in time, one situation. And
yeah, I just need to ask, Katie, because it is actually on someone, and I don't know if we can apply this. It's on someone who passed recently. Can we still do a worksheet?
Absolutely. They live in our head, dead or alive.
Yeah, yes, definitely. And I love your work and the work. And I do worksheets a lot, and I find the more I do, the easier I guess it is, but this one I'm having a really hard time on.
Okay, so together, let's take a look. So,
okay,
what did you write for number 1?
So I'm angry with my ex-husband because he killed himself.
Okay, and the situation?
Situation was I was on vacation in Italy, and I got a call from his counselor telling me he had killed himself.
Okay. So, and were you standing or sitting when you were?
I was actually in bed. It was early in the morning.
Well, honey. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I think, 5 a.m. He was in Miami. I was in Italy. Okay. So it woke me up.
Okay. So all of you on this call sitting in this courageous Tanya, just imagine Tanya there, and Tanya, the counselor says, your husband killed himself.
Ex-husband, yeah.
Your ex-husband killed himself.
Who's the father of 2 of my children, yeah.
Yes. So notice, be there now. The counselor is saying, your ex-husband killed himself, the father of your children. Your ex-husband killed himself. Is it true? Can you yourself really know that it's true? And
that's why I'm having a hard time, because in that moment, I didn't believe it. So it wasn't true to me in that moment.
Okay. So can you really know that it's true? Your ex-husband killed himself? No.
No, in that moment, no. In that moment, no.
Okay. Now, it's still, can you really know that it's true? Be there with the counselor. Be there now with, maybe there was something under that no. Can you really know that it's true? Your ex-husband killed himself. Gosh, I opened a whole package as I was sitting in that.
I mean, she wouldn't lie to me. She wouldn't lie to me about something like that.
Yeah, so I hear that. My ex-husband killed himself.
So
I know that it's true. You want to hear where my mind went?
Yeah.
Can I really know that it's true? My ex-husband killed himself. Well, I've known him to be suicidal. Well, I've known him to threaten before. Of course, I've never, I don't know if this
is true, though. He did threaten before and he did try before.
Okay, so can I really know that it's true? My ex-husband killed himself. Counselor says so. Well, he did threaten. He's depressed. And no, I can't really know my ex-husband killed himself.
Mm.
You see that package?
Yeah.
That lay under it?
Yeah, and that's all. Yeah, that's exactly how it came up.
Yeah, it's like your life to a major extent, and no, I can't. He's threatened before. This is part of our course, or whatever it is. And no, I can't really know that it's true he killed himself.
Mm.
Would she lie to me? No. So just all of you, this, in inquiry, self-inquiry is an exercise in stillness. It's an exercise in stillness. It takes a lot of courage. Okay. I'm still a no, and you're a yes. Or are you you're on the phone with the counselor, your ex-husband killed himself. Can you really know that it's true?
No. At that time, no.
Yeah.
I don't know what proof I needed, but at that time,
I
no.
I just felt myself just think, and there was a yes there at the bottom of that. Yes. I don't have any proof but hers.
For that moment until the calls started coming in. And even still, it was like, no, this is a joke or making it up. Or
yeah, the ego's got to find identification. Who am I without the accent of the past and ex-husband? Who am I? Who are the children? Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is an interesting position that I found so often. Yes. No. But you can see I've exhausted myself in it, Tanya, in that first question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just experiencing that now. Moving to notice how you react, what happens when on the phone with his counselor, when you think the thought, my ex-husband killed himself. Notice. Be there now. Notice and recall how you reacted, what happened emotionally, what happened, the images of the past and future. Notice what happened, what you said, what you did. Notice how you reacted, the way you approached.
My reaction was that I was numb, but then I went to future. I have to tell the kids, how are they going to handle it? And I went to future.
Honey, yeah.
But I was numb at that time. Because I almost expected it because he had tried before. And also there's just a lot of process. I think when there's so much emotion to process, I just don't feel anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that moment.
It's like you've heard the expression, like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, exactly.
just frozen, just, and then the images of you breaking the news to your children.
Yeah. So that's where I did then go to.
Yeah. So those images.
I didn't really know how to feel or how I was supposed to. My whole concern then was like them.
So the ego offered up the future.
Yeah.
Of being with your children, having, that experience. As you're on the phone with the counselor, hearing your ex-husband has killed himself. At that point, that's where your mind goes to the future, and then the past.
The past, yeah. But that is why I think I'm having such a hard time, because in that moment, my mind went to the future to protect the children or to tell them before they heard it. And I didn't know, how am I not supposed to go to the future? How am I supposed to unpack that without going to the future?
Yeah. So fear.
Yeah. Fear, absolute fear. Yeah.
Fear.
Yeah. So was I supposed to sit? See, that's the thing. I didn't know what I was supposed to do.
And you get fear.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was absolute fear. It was, I need to tell the kids before they hear it for someone else, how they're going to react. What does this mean for them? Oh, it was a lot. But yeah, all fear-based, for sure.
And when you get really still, and when I'm talking to Tanya, I'm talking to all of you. If you're listening, it's obviously for you. I'm listening. But I might sit in this, how do I react when I think the thought? I might sit in that my ex-husband killed himself, and I have those images of how to tell my children in the future. I might just sit in that for a while, for a while. And what I saw, Tanya, was I saw how I have 2 sons and a daughter and grandchildren. I saw images of the past of how this son reacted, how that son reacted, how my daughter would react. I see this because I can't have a future without a past.
Right.
If I'm emotional, that's got to be going on, even though we're frozen in the future. Without that past, it can't maintain duality.
Right.
And that trauma is the ego going, of course, isn't so. It's just like, where to go? I'm about to lose identification here. They're the dun, 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 and it's, it's like, and what is that fear? It's just my clumsy way of fear. Okay, precious one. Your ex-husband killed himself. So be on the phone, listen to the counselor, listen to her words. It could be there's something you miss, never too late, even though you've already told your children, etc. Be there now. And my ex-husband killed herself. Listen to her. Who would you be without the thought, my ex-husband killed himself? Get connected to the counselor. Listen.
Who would I be without that thought?
Just listen to her information. Be the listener. With who would I be without the thought means drop those images of the past, the images of the future. Just know and drop them as a clumsy way of inviting you to it. But it's just notice without those. I mean, they're fake. They're fake. They're not now. So just honoring them and just drop those images of past, future. Who are you without the thought? My ex-husband killed himself listening to the counselor.
I think I would be free.
Yeah. What are her words? Yeah, free to listen.
I mean,
Present.
we didn't actually stay on the phone that long because me and her were trying to help him. And I think it was just as hard for her because she obviously felt that she failed. So it wasn't a long conversation. So I did.
So that's what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
Who are
so
you?
I spent a lot of time after that. I went outside and sat in a chair and was just trying to be in the present. But I couldn't think straight.
So what were her words? Like on the phone call, what were her words? As closely as you can recall. It wasn't much. What were they?
She was really just sorry for my loss, sorry for the kids' loss. Really, that was it. She didn't make it about her, like,
no, I'm just saying get connected. That must have been really hard for her.
It was very short. Basically, sadly, I have to tell you that first of all, she said he passed. And I just knew, I said, did he kill himself? And she said, yes. And I said, who's handling the situation? Because neither of us were in Miami. And she told me who. And then basically, call me if you need to talk or if you need anything.
Yeah. Yeah, connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you are, listening, connected, grateful, respectful. And I don't have a word for it, so I'll just say efficient. And I don't mean cold in any way, just efficient, taking care of business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a great gift to our children. Yeah. Yeah. My ex-husband killed himself. Turn it around. In that situation, my ex-husband did not kill himself. So just ponder that.
I think I got there, but it was, not immediately. Because when I was trying to do the worksheet before, it's like when I'm doing the turnarounds, my ex-husband didn't kill himself. No, he just exited, or he went home, or he exited this life, or, I was trying to find a turnaround.
So notice, just contemplating. Yeah, good. Yeah. So who knows? We hear a lot about afterlife. Who knows? So you see, my ex-husband didn't kill himself. Do you see anything else? Did you see images of him killing himself, even though in the past, his attempts in your mind's eye?
I did relive that image a lot. I still do sometimes.
Okay. So my ex-husband didn't kill himself. No, he's dying over and over and over in your head, over and over.
Yeah.
I so often say, no one can die in my world. They live in me.
Yeah.
If Stephen is, I think he's in the kitchen sitting at the table, but for all I know, he's had a heart attack and he's dead. No, he's living in me.
Yeah.
I just haven't had the news yet. And when I get the news, like you, he'll live in my head. It's just that, is that going to be sadness and grief, or is that going to be inside of me? Am I going to experience that as a gift? My husband killed himself. My husband didn't kill himself. Notice every time he makes an appearance in you. It was no different when he was living.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I think I'm getting to that point. It's just in the moment, I didn't know how to unpack it and navigate it. And I didn't even think I need to do a worksheet and try and figure it out. I just went into, survival mode or whatever it was.
And rightfully so. We do worksheets on the past. And so you're just perfect. Can't do them before it. We can do them before. We can write worksheets on what we fear will happen. Like before he killed himself, if that was your fear, he would kill himself. It would, it could be, the fear of the future worksheet. Just imagining my husband killed himself. Is it true? No, this is imagination. And how do I react? It could be the same things you're experiencing when he did kill himself.
Right.
Those of you that might find what I've just said meaningful. People, our children, sometimes we or people in our life, we experience a suicidal, and it's a great fear for some of us. My husband killed himself. My husband didn't kill himself. He lives in me. And as long as he lives with me, if I'm not comfortable in that, if he's not welcome in me when he comes, it's another worksheet. Because they don't die. They can die and we still are bitter or whatever, are emotional for, each of us our own. Which is what I'm really appreciating about your worksheet, honey. Never too late. My husband killed himself. How do you react when you believe the thought? And we're sitting in turnarounds. My husband didn't kill himself. Okay, do you see another turnaround?
I mean, the only turnaround is that he didn't kill himself.
I see one. I killed myself. And open that package. It's huge. I killed myself. And I don't know your situation, but trying to protect the children all their lives, trying to make the marriage work, seeing him dead over and over and over and over, and he just, the depression, my husband killed himself, I kill myself.
That resonates. I didn't even consider that turnaround, but I can resonate with that.
Yeah. And it's not that I know, I see turnarounds. It's not like that. All of you, I am sitting in the situation with Tanya. I don't know what's going to show up. It's just in this open mind, because I have experience in this open mind. It's at first, the work is like, it's clunky. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. It's clumsy, it's at first, until we just fearlessly can sit in these questions and turnarounds. I killed myself. And
I think maybe
honoring to sit in that, on the other side of our time together and appreciate what you have done to keep him alive.
Wouldn't that be ego, though?
I don't care what it is. It's like he killed himself, turned around, I kill myself. What does that mean to me? And to look back at that her you called you and how hard you tried. If it's ego for me, it's not the flavor I dropped into, which like you dropped into that, like egoically, and just go under that.
Right.
And have mercy for her that you in the past, your goodness, your patience, your impatience, what an amazing mother you've been.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting.
I killed myself.
Because I think as parents, it's the protection of the children. What do they need? How can I help? And then your, I guess, motions, needs, or whatever kind of goes secondary. Yeah. And then maybe you don't even ever get a chance to unpack it.
Oh my. Oh my goodness. Oh, honey. What a good mother. My ex-husband killed himself. I killed myself, trying to protect my children from his psychological problems and how that might affect them. And all the while, that's affecting you.
This is why I got so stuck on this worksheet, because I would not naturally go there. But that is really profound.
Oh my goodness, yes. I'm going to other places too. And this is not a little thing.
No.
You know, where I went as my ex-husband killed himself, I killed myself. Having children, thinking that would solve it. Like my second one. All of you facilitators, when you're sitting with, I sit with people, it gives me my work. Any unfinished business, the client is always here for me, not the other way around, just as your ex-husband is here for you now. Teacher.
Yeah. I think now I'm just realizing that, because now it's 3 months since it happened. And I think only now I can sit in it and process it for me.
Yeah, there's some distance in it. You've done what a loving mother would do. And now, so good to know yourself. You know, I know myself. I can say that I can look at some virtues, but I can't really own them. Yes, it's so, but it's a way of knowing me. What I am, who I am becomes, you show us so clearly, on the other side of our unfinished business. A monster, this has nothing to do with you or nothing to do with your husband whatsoever. It's just to make my point. A monster can shift our world in ways that we are so traumatized we can't see. And what you're getting in touch with is that powerful from where I sit. And I'm going to go out on another limb, and it's just like, I know why your husband killed himself. He was believing his unquestioned thoughts.
Mm. Yeah.
He said, why would someone do that? He was believing his unquestioned thoughts. And I don't say it like that's the fact. I can say it because I've said in the work with you today and some of my prior work.
When I was when he tried to kill himself back in March, and then I was in touch with him, I actually told him about the work, and I sent him the links, and I'm like, you got to start doing your work. You know, I don't know if he did or not. Well, obviously he didn't do enough.
Yeah, well, and he didn't have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't go to a funeral and not weep. You know, I wouldn't walk up to a bereft friend and say, "Oh, I know why he died. He was believing his thoughts." And just, you know,
Yeah.
I'm there because I'm in love,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand why people suffer from experience.
Yeah.
And we're just really left on the other side of our work as we move along with, how can I help? So it leaves this, we think, oh, we just lose our life if we were just so clear. No, it leaves the absence of duality. It leaves us in, how can I help? Which is how I see you, Tanya. Let's look at two.
Well, it says want, so I guess I wanted him.
Situation on the phone with the counselor.
I wanted him to be brave enough to live longer for our children.
So you wanted him to live longer for your children. Is it true?
I mean, third dimensional ego, yes, but you know, he completed his journey here, so no, then. But is that just a cop out? Is that like, am I going to just justify it?
Only you could know. Just notice you think that could be a cop out. Drop in again. You wanted him to live longer for your children.
I did.
So go back and see, while you were wanting him to live longer, if there's something under that you may have missed.
I think it's ego-based because they were estranged from him because he wasn't a good dad. He didn't financially support us or anything. and he was a functioning alcoholic. So I think egotistically, I wanted them to find peace, maybe so that I feel I've done my job. I think that's what I mean. It could be coming from ego. Or did I just want that because I love my children and it would have been better for them to have two functioning?
So that's you musing in the question verbally. You're sharing your thoughts with us. I want him to live longer. Is it true? I'm sitting in it. I'm a no.
Yeah, I can get to know. I can definitely get to know. Now I can get to know. 2 months ago, probably couldn't.
Yeah. I don't want him to live longer. So give an example. Why might that be true? I don't want him to live longer. I mean, he killed himself. He's dead. So to open your mind to it's already done.
Yeah.
That reality, I don't want him to live longer.
Right. Yeah.
Example.
Now I don't want him to live longer.
Example, I don't want him to live longer.
I think just because it didn't happen that way. It wasn't meant to.
When would you like to hear it? I don't want him to live longer. His pain was unbearable.
Mm.
He went to counselors. He tried getting sober.
He was suffering.
Unbearably.
Yeah.
Alcoholism is a state of mind and physical addiction. But the ultimate addiction is what we're thinking and believing. It's what causes us to drink, use, compulsively overeat, whatever it is, habitually. I don't want him to live longer.
Yeah, I didn't want him to suffer anymore.
I don't want him to live longer. He was not a great example for our children. I don't want him to live longer. And to just meditate in that.
Mm-hmm.
Things there that only you could know. And then I don't want him to live longer for our children. And get real with yourself in that. You can afford it. He's gone. It would be very different answers if he were still alive. Could be.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I don't want him to live longer for our children.
So that's great information for your children should the topic ever come up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could be you have been consoling them with different information. I don't know. It's not something to make a point of. Life happens. Discussions happen.
Yeah, I think that's why it was such a struggle, because obviously you go to the past when it was great and we were a family and there was a lot of love, and then you go to but then also in the past there was a lot of chaos and it was messy. Mm-hmm. And I think the future, the egotistical future for me was that it was all lovely and peaceful and everybody got along.
And to own those too, that's so. It's not a contest.
Right.
Every family will say, There were the best of times, there were the worst of times.
Yeah. Yeah.
How I reacted in those situations, what I was thinking and believing. Okay, sweetie. I want him to live longer for our children. Turned around, I want me to.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an easy turnaround, yeah.
And I would sit in those and give examples having to do with their father, the impact their father and his alcoholism made on them. I want me to live longer for our children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, honey, let's look at 3. In that situation, what advice would you offer him when, as your counselor is saying, my ex-husband killed himself? What advice would you offer? He should.
I told her he shouldn't have given up.
He shouldn't have given up.
Shouldn't have given up.
He shouldn't have given up. Is it true? Where I come from, for me, that's an arrogant thought and disrespectful. You're there, aren't you? Oh, good one, Jenny. He should have given up. Is it true?
No, it's not true.
No.
At all.
And all of you sitting in on this, notice any time you have given up. And then anchor there, find that time where you gave up, and then get still enough to get in touch with what you were thinking and believing in that situation where you gave up. And then you understand why he shouldn't have given up.
Mm-hmm.
If I believed what he believed, I'd have to do the same. Unless someone ran in and saved me.
Yeah.
Or prevented me.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I experienced so much pain in those years of the Kevin pointed to, those years I experienced suffering with. To breathe was painful. Just to breathe. Just the next breath coming, I saw as a curse. And the thought of my 3 children living without me, that's what kept me from just doing away with myself, even though I was doing suicide over the long term.
Right.
Yeah, it's these states of mind. He shouldn't have given up. Turned around. Oh, and
Wow.
First notice how you react on the phone when you think the thought he shouldn't have given up.
Yeah, there was anger. There was anger there.
Yeah.
Because maybe it felt a little bit personal, which is ego. And I think that's where anger comes from. He should have given up.
He should have given up.
Or is this ego that I'm okay with him giving up? Or or I shouldn't give up.
He should have given up. His life didn't belong to me. It's not
right.
I don't have any. You live with them long enough in your life that you can see where you were not such an influence. Enough of an influence to save his life.
Right.
In the long run, but he shouldn't have given up. I shouldn't have given up. What does that mean to you? I shouldn't have given up. What does that mean to you? The next time he comes to your mind, don't give up. It could be a worksheet. He'll continue to be your teacher as long as you live. As long as every time you look at your children, there he is. Genetically, the some of their mannerisms, the way
he hasn't gone. He hasn't gone anywhere.
No. And until this work's done, we can resent our children because they remind us of him. I don't see any deep resentment coming from you, Tanya.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Let's look at 4.
Number 4. Wait, let me turn the light on. It's getting dark here.
Yeah.
I'm in England, so it's...
That situation on the phone, what do you need to be happy when she says your husband killed himself?
I needed him to feel that life is worth living and fighting for.
Okay, so turned around. To be happy, I need me.
I need me to feel that life is worth living and fighting for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with him.
Yeah, and no matter what life brings you, to be happy, I need me to feel life is worth living and fighting for. And for me, I couldn't do that, but I found a way through my worksheets.
Yeah.
To move what I was thinking and believing from my head and move it to paper. Anytime I was depressed or frightened, or it belongs on paper where it can be understood. That brings the ego into life on paper. There it is. Just so to be happy.
I need me to feel that life is worth living and fighting for. And that, that's the needs. I love that. I love number 4 because it really has nothing to do with anybody else.
Yeah, and number 4, the needs are about happiness. So what do I need to be happy? And to be happy, I don't need him.
Right. I don't need him to live or not live or any of it for me to be happy.
And you can go back in times where maybe you were arguing around his alcoholism or frustrated with it, and go back and be there in that situation, anchor there, and just sit in witnessing him and his hopeless behaviors that you witnessed. To be happy, I don't need him to feel life is worth living and fighting for, and just listen to him. Listen to him without trying to change him.
Yeah.
Just listen. Where I come from, that's mercy. Yeah. And it's to meet someone, no matter how long we've lived with them, to meet someone that we have never really met for the first time.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like everybody has their own individual thoughts and beliefs, which could blow up a relationship. It could blow up a life. And you're not really privy to that going in. You find that out after. And sometimes you don't even find it out.
Yeah.
It just blows up, you know? Yeah.
To see who they really are, to go back, because they never die. He's going to live in you. And I need me to feel that life is worth living and fighting for. And even when he was at his worst, and go back and sit in it and hear him and witness him and takes a lot of courage, and to compassionately, immovably witness here with an open mind without those images of past, future. And we get to meet them and fall in love more deeply than when they were alive. And that's the point of the gift of being born. Other than what we're thinking and believing, there's nothing in life that is not a gift. There's nothing that is not here for us. And we see things, life is against us. And we can leave people, we can love them deeply and leave them.
Yeah.
I'm certainly an example of that. Yeah. Okay, sweetheart. I've never left anyone because I love them. I don't want to leave that impression. Let's go to 5. I don't want to move the topic, but I've left people I love more than I could count. It's called freedom. But I didn't leave them because I didn't love or care about them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. So 5.
Well, now I feel bad. I put he was a coward, selfish, and narcissistic. And I know that's not true now, but in my anger of the situation.
It's one thing to say, I know, and you do, you've done your work, and to sit in it. He was a coward. He killed himself.
Yeah, I really don't believe that people that kill themselves are cowards. In fact, I think they're brave to actually be able to do that. It takes bravery to some extent.
I see people who kill themselves as convinced.
Yeah.
I don't know if
and thank God. I mean, I've been in dark places, but not to the point where I wanted to kill myself, because like you, my kids, it's like, what are my kids going to do? Literally, that is the reason, in those dark moments, it's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I have kids, so.
So he was a coward, turned around, he was courageous.
Yeah. He was courageous and brave and selfless, because, suicidal people think that they're better off. People are better off without them.
Yeah.
So that's selfless, really.
He was narcissistic. Turned around.
I mean, in life, he kind of was, but in this situation, he wasn't narcissistic in that situation. And maybe never, because I don't know what he was thinking of.
Suicidal, I can find places where I was narcissistic, turn around, generous. I just thought the world would be better off without me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's funny how that's flipped, because I understand that the world is better off without me, than anything I have to offer is already within them. Here I am, it seems, as a pointer, like you. We're all pointing. It's just, what are we pointing to?
Yeah.
So, sweetie, what is the opposite of coward?
Bravery.
Okay. In that situation with him, all these years, you were brave.
Yeah.
He was selfish, turned around.
Selfless.
Mm-hmm. You were selfless. over and over, as long as these are just good things to own. Narcissistic, generous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, we give the people in our life everything we can. And that's the best we can give, even if it falls way, 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 way short and they kill themselves. We gave them the best that we could when we understand what we were thinking and believing. That's as good as it gets. So self-inquiry opens us up to a world where we, without even thinking about it, do better. It's just this radical flip, this ability to look and have the courage to look into one's own self. Okay, Tanya, precious Tanya, let's look at 6.
Okay. I don't ever want to see my children suffer like that again.
I'm willing to.
I'm willing to see my children. That's a tough one. I'm willing to see my children suffer like that again.
It could happen, and it could happen.
I know.
And it could happen because they've inherited his tendencies, this way of walking, thinking, speaking, etc. So I'm willing to see my children suffer. I look forward to seeing my suffer. Why might that be so? You're more awake with them than you were with their father.
Yeah, I'm prepared to maybe help them navigate.
Yeah. And they'll continue to bring you your work. And that's what children are for. It's what suicidal husbands are for.
Yeah.
And oh, honey, what thank you for your open mind. You're a very powerful teacher, and I love you have children, and I love you have your ex-husband that lives in them, and that. Okay, so let's
Thank you. Thanks, Katie. Thanks so much.
Oh my goodness, yes. So let's get some feedback. Newer.
Yes.
Hi,
hello, Katie. Thank you so much.
Oh, welcome. What did you take away from Tanya's work?
Yes, thank you, Tanya. For me, it has been amazing because my mother died from cancer 20 years ago, but she told me that she really wanted to die. And I always felt that it was a kind of suicide in a way, like a natural way of suicidal, I suppose. And I felt that, well, of course, I have to do more worksheets on that. But my most important takeaway is that in relation to this idea of loving someone and leaving someone, but it doesn't mean that you stop loving them because you leave.
Yeah, we love them dead or alive, or we don't.
Yes, and I always felt that she had left me in a way, not left me, but well, yes, when
she wasn't there for you, yeah,
there for me, and she preferred to die than stay alive and share the more.
Funny, it's like, oh, she would rather be dead than stay alive, than stay here with me. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yes, and I always felt that she left because she didn't love me, and to me, it's like no, she loved me, but it was the best thing for her to live. It was her freedom. And to me, it's an amazing takeaway, that understanding, because I can receive her love again. I'm not like hurt anymore just by listening to Tanya. No? So
and look at the pain she saved you.
Yes.
Yeah, love is the power.
And for me, I still struggle with reaching clarity for how do you keep, you love someone, but when you decide to go, because sometimes it's like maybe you are blaming them for something and you still think that they have to change, or you are not satisfied, no? And then it's you who's not loving enough. But when you say, okay, I love you, but I
Well,
just
I wouldn't
go
say that if it weren't true. I wouldn't say it if it's not true. If I had no worksheets in me, I might lie and say it, but I wouldn't. Today, I can say it honestly. That's my point.
So, like, you do a worksheet. Like, if you want to leave, let's say, you do a worksheet, and then I suppose, am I correct thinking that when you get to a point where you really feel love and you are at peace and you are joyful and you just know, and it's natural? No,
Yeah,
there's no fight or not
exactly.
justification.
And remember your mother. She's a perfect example of how to leave.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want her to leave. She is an example of how to leave, even though she loves you.
Yeah. Yeah. She just did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Like Stephen could leave today and say, I don't love you, I'm leaving you, and walk out the door. And I would, this may sound a little strange, but I would think, isn't it interesting? He thinks he doesn't love me.
Mm-hmm.
And because I love him, knowing me, I'd go on with my life. And if he came back, my arms would be open.
Mm-hmm. For example, if you have like,
is everyone loves equally. But when we consider what we're thinking and believing about people in the world, that person, yourself, all of that, you consider what we're thinking and believing, it would seem otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
But we love, there is nothing we can do about that. No ego can change that or shift it, and guilt will let you know. That is the reverberation that just.
Okay, so you would feel guilt. You would feel guilt then if you're not loving. That's what you mean? Am I correct?
If I leave and if I leave and I say I don't love you and I'm leaving and I really believe I don't love you, it's just not true. My ego is wanting something else that you're not offering me. I'm going to go out and find for myself what you're not giving me. And so was that love? No, that was a barter system.
Yeah, I've done that. I have done that in my life in the past. Yes.
Yeah.
But if you love the person, but like, for example, you are very different, or you just, like, how do you know?
Well, I have a life. If I love Stephen and I want to live my life and he doesn't want that, then I might leave just to spare him because I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's all of this depends on the situation.
Okay. More worksheets.
Worksheets.
I have a very quick question. Very, very quick. Just how do I do a worksheet in relation to an illness? Like, I have a chronic illness. I have multiple sclerosis, and for the pain and the different things.
Boy, I can tell you what to do with that pain, how to deal with that pain. Worksheets on mother, father, sister, brother world.
Okay.
Oh, it's radical how pain can shift when notice how you react when you believe the thought, my mother didn't love me. Notice emotionally
Oh, yes.
felt, and
Mhm.
just how that affects a system.
Yeah.
It's, biologically, it's like my physical body, it unrecognizable when the work found me.
Mhm.
From that physical comfort hell that I experienced to comfortable. So
Mhm.
notice how all of you, how you react when you believe a certain thought, unless what happens to your chest, maybe your arms, the pressure in your arms. Things are going on physically that you're not even aware of, and they're going on, and you wonder why. Oh, we have, let's say, chronic aches and pains, and
Mhm.
and also, a clear mind. But when I would hear the word walk, I just followed the simple directions. Sit, I just followed the simple directions. The ego is, it usurps every apparent action.
Mhm. Mhm.
To
Yeah.
find, it's, I know when you're walking, you don't think, oh, I think I'll put this foot in front of that one now. It's just this ongoing thing.
Yeah.
And it's such a something like that. It's such a freedom, other than what we're thinking and believing, that we carry with us. And that's ongoing from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, and sometimes in our dreams. Also, those
In our dreams, I had this amazing experience with you because I read in one of your books the idea that if you had pain or a feeling and you couldn't pinpoint what was happening or what was the person, not to do the judge your neighbor worksheet, to give it a voice, and then who would be talking to, no? And I remember for years having this anguish every night in my dreams and nightmares with my ex-husband. And I just, after reading that, I felt that anguish in the morning when I just woke up, and I said, okay, I'm going to be still and feel it. And then all that came was, I hate you. I hate you. And then it was, who I hate, no, and it was my ex-husband, no, and why, no, and then I just kept going so I could do the worksheet, and just after doing the worksheet, I haven't had that nightmare anymore.
Yeah, it happens that way. It doesn't
Incredible.
matter in our apparent waking dreams or sleeping dreams. It's all a dream. Oh, honey, thank you for
Thank you so much, and thank you, Tanya. Thank you.
By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time at homewithbk.com. Let's do the work.